Alright, and welcome back to Wildewitch RP's live play of our Burning Veil campaign. What is Wildewitch RP, you might ask? I'll tell you. Wildewitch RP is me, Faye, your game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all of you so much that we quit our day jobs and created our own company so that way we can create high-quality TTRPG experiences full-time. We've been very fortunate along the way to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players with us today, and you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community, where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got plenty of games that happen every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zol and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high-quality custom quests, magic items, and our playthrough of D&D's Dragonlance campaign. So take a moment during the game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let's get started with today's game. We are in the mound. Our heroes have been handling the Skyfire crisis, the event that had brought them together after escaping the mound the first time. Through the assistance of their companions, they had gone after other parts and portions of what was being called the Salvation Key, up until this last one, held by Big Sig himself, leader of Kroll and Company, who fought against our heroes until the very end. It was an combined effort of different pieces, portents, and your own powers to overwhelm and overload the remaining piece of that Salvation Key. And while perhaps it did not close or destroy in the same way that you were expecting or hoping, it seems to have stabilized itself. It's still a destructive nature in its own, as you saw the image of Thalero sucked in, turned to glass upon the surfaces of the energies. But having pulled yourselves away from strange release, you feel no longer drawn in by the energies of the creation. As long as no one gets near it, you feel that this state of being is as safe as you can hope, until you can understand how you can come back to, well, destroy it. But at this current time, it is not information that you carry. There's still the sound of fighting outside, but it is lessening, more so and more so with every passing moment. Which means that you now, perhaps, have some moments to breathe. Maybe even a rest ahead of you. But I ask, what is it that you are doing currently? The three of you are present with Ansel, Renan, Kari, and Saraminder. Though Kari seems a little bit shell-shocked still, having seen the master that she had lost just before all of this happened. Or at least, whatever was left behind of him.
Could I go pick up my other dagger that I threw?
You can, yes.
Perfect. Can I look around for my lost health points?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check to search.
Cool. You little health. Oh, nope. That fits. Yep.
Yeah, you see that there's blood on the ground. You don't know if it's yours or someone else's, so you can't be sure if they're your hit points or not.
Can I try Darcy's poultice?
Sure.
Just for funsies?
Yeah. As you pull out the poultice again,
Cool.
it smells very medicinal, herbal. It's thick. As you put it on some of the bruises and open wounds, it stings as it disinfects, but it provides a nice cooling sensation on the skin, almost a numbing of the pain. But that's all that it does.
It doesn't heal?
It helps the natural healing process. It disinfects the wounds. And if you put it
Oh.
on scars, it'll help reduce them.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, everybody, I'm glad that we did okay. Why don't we just sit down and rest for a little while? Is that
Uh-huh.
alright?
This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Perhaps not next to whatever it is that's happening there.
The void.
No. No, kind of.
Yeah.
We can look about, see if there's any safe places here in the mound.
Well, I don't want to go too far from it either. I want to keep an eye on it in case it goes unstable.
I think that is a good idea.
Somewhere in the
Okey-dokey.
middle. We'll find somewhere.
Okay. So. Go ahead, roll for me investigation check.
Damn it.
You are easily able to find areas to cover your needs, not being terribly far from the main room, but close enough that should anything happen, you'd be able to easily jump up and get to it. But also far and away enough that you don't have to worry about if anything happens to it that you'll be immediately affected.
Okay. I just kind of sit down and...
So, I will say that it is still about midday, mid-afternoon, when all this is happening, so would you like to start off your rests with just like a short rest to kind of get everything?
I think short rest. I mean, there's still fighting
Is-
going outside.
I'd love to sleep, but yeah, it's probably.
You can take a nap during a short rest. A short rest is an hour at least, but
Sleep as in like extended period of time, but
If we could
yeah.
get 4 hours, I'd be more than happy.
Well,
Sure.
if we were in the middle of a large fight, I would say yes. However, I would just like to point out, if the Raiders won, and if they're the majority, they're going to start looting.
Oh, that's a good point. And we won't get anything.
Right.
Sad. Okay, yeah, so short rest, and then go exploring.
Yes.
So find some food. I mean, magic.
I'm going to go ahead and give you 5 good berry, which should give you at least 5 hit points.
Oh,
And then same thing for free stuff. 5 hit points just in case.
If we're taking a short rest, should we dish them out afterwards?
Totally up to you. You guys have it.
I'll
And-
take them and I'll eat them. Actually, no, it's an action to eat them. Yeah, I'll just eat them. Thanks.
I'll keep them
Nom,
on me,
nom,
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 12 hit points. Oh my gosh, double digits.
double digits, nice. So, do you, on your short rest, do anything besides regaining hit
Oh.
points or eating good berries?
I'll play my flute for a song of rest, and I'll try and keep it quiet.
Okay.
So what does that do? I forget. Is that D6? Extra D6 hit points. Cool. D6. Cool. I would be back up to full, except someone stole health.
That's right, that did happen.
What?
Max HP reduced for Andy.
I didn't forget.
At the end of your short rest, that will be gone.
Really?
Yeah, you get the reduction lasts until the target finishes a short or long rest.
Oh, good. I was worried we'd have to go on a whole side quest to find the missing health points.
Oh, no, we won't have to do that at all this time.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, did your hit point get reduced?
Yeah.
Yeah, by 4.
Oh, I didn't.
It's fine. We're good. We're all copacetic now. I'm almost back up to full, so Gucci.
Totally didn't just make a note.
It's fine. Andy's always concerned now. All right,
Well, friend.
ready.
Well,
Food.
friends.
I'm probably eating food. Munch.
I must say, I am kind of proud of us. That was a tough fight, and we were able to destroy it. Granted, there's another thing to worry about, but
Isn't there always?
Kari, how are you?
I'm managing, I think.
That was your teacher?
Yes, my master. Teacher would be another suitable term, yes.
He was betrayed?
It looks so. And, I mean, I knew that his device was corrupted, but it seems that this goes further.
This person who betrayed him. Did you know him? Them?
You all would be aware there was really nothing that signaled who betrayed the Laros. All you were watching was the Laros' echoed responses. So,
Okay.
It seemed from the interactions that it would have been another student, and Kari had said before that he has had many students throughout the ages. He's quite long-lived as a celestial being.
Right. Any ideas of who this student might be? If they're still...
There are many students of the Laros that walk the realms. None of them immediately come to mind as who would be nefarious. It seems that, well, this aspect of my master's work is a chapter closed. A new one has just opened.
Yes. And, above game, the master is dead? Or missing?
It's hard to say for sure. She does not know where he's gone. She
Okay.
saw him go through a portal, another figure taking him as well. That was the last she saw of Delaros. So Kari believes him missing. But hard to say for sure.
And any ideas what we can do about this rift, or who we can talk to about this rift? Or what should we do with it now it's open?
Well, you guys are aware of the rift crisis that is happening and of natural arcane rifts. This is something that's different. It looks like it's a dark star, like a black hole. It's a void space.
Oh, that's fantastic. Any idea what we can do about it?
No. I think the best thing is to make sure that, well, it stays monitored and any changes spotted, but otherwise, if we can't do anything with it, there's nothing we can do until we know more about it or what.
Okay, another above game question. When the Raiders negotiated that deal, did they say they wanted to take their space at the mount, or they just wanted to?
No, the Raiders, their thing is that they wanted the majority of the loot and they did not want to be persecuted. Those were their main things. They didn't want to be pursued after the battle.
And Kari, are you recommending that we ask the militia group to post some people here to guard it?
I'm asking no one to do anything that is above what they are willing to offer. Someone will have to monitor this, whether it is of the militia or perhaps the raiders, if there is some goodwill now established between them, but we saw how dangerous it can be, and, well, dangerous things should not be left unattended to.
Yep.
Right. Although I must say, I'm hesitant to ask the raiders in case this is dangerous and powerful. I don't want it to be in their hands.
I wouldn't mention this to him.
Well,
Just
you
they'll
do not.
find out, though.
You cannot control the spread of information, and if it is something that they desire, they will take it no matter. But the hearts of men, even if they claim to do good, power is a corrupting force. How can you trust those in the militia to do better than those in the raiders?
Your words have wisdom.
It is an outside figure looking in. I am no mortal, but I've walked the realm enough to see and understand. Power is simply power. There are means to do good and evil, and not every figure who walks will be tempted. But you never know quite who the figures that will be tempted are.
If everyone is ready, should we go check to see how the battle goes outside?
I would say,
Hopefully over, but
how long would you have gone for 1 hour, or how long would you have rested?
An hour, maybe.
So you would have gone for just the full 1 hour minimum?
Yeah, because I think Tala
I
is
think
worried
so.
about the whole looting thing. Because she's really concerned about how to pay Master Volmar back.
Well, I mean,
The
if you want to, as part of your short rest, look around and see if you can find some of the treasures here before the others.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Roll an investigation check.
Each of us?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, dirty 20.
Goodness gracious, Risa.
I'm helping.
As you
Good
all
work.
look around, you do see that there is an area where the door has been kicked open and items have been taken. It seems that this was a hoard area. It leads to the outside, where you hear very little of the fighting, just a few small skirmishes that are left, but the massive battle seems to have been past. And what is left here is some coin, a few potions, and some other interesting things. You find a circlet and a stone that gleams with a ring of opal through the center. There is it almost looks like a tuning fork or a chime, with a bit of a hum around it, and a jug of different spouts, and a bag stitched and embroidered. Things that you can all, it seems, intriguing, powerful, that you can bring back to hold in your little safe space area to investigate and look over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do that.
Okay. So,
Coins and the potions.
yeah. As you grab the coins and the potions, and the other items, you're able to divvy those out. You have one potion of healing for each of you, as well as 70 gold, 1,050 silver, and 2,100 copper pieces for each of you.
That's a lot. For each of us?
For each.
Wow.
Yeah,
How much was the silver and copper again?
1,050 silver,
Mhm.
2,100 copper.
Jeez.
And that's already
And how much was the gold?
70.
Oh, okay.
That's
And one potion of healing potion each?
Yeah, one potion of healing each. And then you have the 5 other items that you had picked up, which would take time to inspect and look over. Or if you have the identify spell.
I do. Is there anything we desperately want to know about immediately?
I would say the circlet and the opal thing, right? In case you guys can use it.
The tuning fork looks fun, but that's Andy, and that's not really important.
I can do 2 identifiers. So choose
You
2
could roll
items.
for it.
I'd prefer it to be something that either one of us are interested in, leave it to choice. I like the circlet. I'm really wanting to identify that.
And definitely do that.
And we'll do that first and decide on the second thing if we want to. I would love
Game
to
Master,
keep my
that
spell slot.
opal thing. What was the
It
description
is
again?
a stone with a ring of opal through the center.
Stone.
Could I make an Arcana check before I identify anything, just to see if anything's giving some oomph?
They all seem magical in their own nature, so nothing seems
Cool.
particularly more oomph than the other.
I'll
What was the fifth
identify the
item?
circlet.
So, identifying the circlet reveals to you that this is a circlet of blasting.
Cool.
Let me look at that.
Game Master, what was the fifth? Oh, thank you.
While wearing this circlet, you can use an action to cast Scorching Ray spell with it.
Mhm.
When you make the spell's attack, you do so with an attack bonus of +5. The circlet can't be used this way again until next dawn. This is the exact opposite of what I do.
So is that good? Would that
I
help?
don't know. It's good to know. We have a circlet of blasting. Is anyone wanting to claim?
No, go for it. I think I'd get myself in more trouble than I usually do with that.
That's great for you. We love that for you.
No.
It's a
There's
great
several.
offensive spell without having to use a spell slot.
Yeah, no, but there's several things back home that I set on fire that I wish I hadn't. So, including a dog. So I think we're fine.
That seems
Including a dog?
Andy!
I felt bad about it.
Yeah,
We didn't. The dog walked by. Wasn't supposed to go by. It's fine. Anyway, no, you should keep it.
okay, I'll keep it on me. I don't know if I properly want to use it, but
Come on, you
just
could get
so
that
we have
frostburn.
I don't want frostburn. This isn't what I do. It goes against my morals.
I could say something, but it would reveal stuff, so I'm not going to.
Ooh.
Keep it to yourself for now.
I will. I'll send it to you in a
Okay.
DM.
Oh, great. What else do we want to identify? We've got one more.
I said do the stone of ring of opal through the center.
The
Yeah,
stone.
sure. How
I'll
about this?
identify the stone.
You have a stone of good luck.
Ooh,
Oh,
seems like a bard thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking too.
okay. Wait, let me look this thing up.
Gives you a
Just so I don't-
+1 to all of your ability checks and saving throws.
Really?
Yep,
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks.
you can take that.
A luck stone. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I'll put it next to my my letters and other things that I like. Oh, it's attunement. Okay. Oh, and saving throw. Oh. Huh. Okay. Well, if we end up identifying the fork thingy, I might hand this over to somebody else, but we'll
I
cool.
could probably identify the fork for you. Ansel puts
Ooh.
forward.
Look
Oh,
at
what a
you
guy.
being helpful.
It's not like that's what I've been trying to do since our acquaintance.
You've been doing great.
You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. I'm sorry.
He
great.
gives a very small but very crooked smile as if he is
Mhm.
understanding that you were just messing around.
It's so hard to tell with these religious folk.
Damn. That's loaded.
And as he takes the time to identify the tuning fork, he holds it to you, Andy. It is a chime of opening. You
Oh.
use it, and as you closet ring, it can unlock a single locked object. And it has, well, you can do it 10 times, it seems. Before the chime
10
breaks.
times. Oh, okay. Who has
that
the
seems-
thieves' tools?
Not me. Seems like
I
a Frista
can-
thing.
Yeah.
And I almost like want to say that Andy should hold it
But
in case you guys
why?
split up.
I'm already over encumbered. I'm just saying.
Well,
Well, this
maybe
thing
who
doesn't
knows?
have a weight to it, so...
I thought it was
Yeah.
a pound.
Oh, it does weigh a
1
pound.
foot weigh a
I see.
pound.
I'm looking at it right here. So,
Yeah, we
Right,
need
you guys
something
have
to
fun.
store the coins with because they're really heavy.
Oh, shoot! We should have looked at the bag. Oh well, that's a little bit metagamey.
Look
well.
inside the bag.
you look inside the bag and it is vacuumous. It's a void space inside.
Oh,
Is it common knowledge that bags like this exist, or is there any check I can make so I'm not metagaming?
Roll a history or arcana check to see if you've heard of this before.
can I help?
16.
Frista? Never mind.
16. Yeah, you've heard of extra dimensional bags, such like what it seems you're looking at.
Cool.
If only it was, Genbu, if only it was. But
To test it out, I will just put 1 copper piece inside,
okay,
close it,
alright.
open it back up, and
Okay.
try and take the copper piece back out.
You take the copper piece back out with ease.
Great.
There's
So
some
if-
glitter on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's wrong.
What? It's used.
Oh, that is too real life.
It's not an abhorrent amount of glitter.
Not
I
yet.
Can
turn
you
it over
please
and just start.
do like to inside out and then just shake it out?
I don't
Make sure
think
there's
they
no
go
glitter.
inside out. It is an extra dimension. It is a different plane inside there.
Yeah, but if you actually pull it inside out, doesn't everything fall out?
Essentially, but it.
How do you know there's nothing else in there?
Turn it around and just start shaking it.
Yeah, you shake it out, a few bits of glitter come out. Other stuff like crumbs of crackers.
Oh,
Ooh.
now, oh,
I
hey,
won't
What?
eat.
You found it.
too
And-
real.
Oh, do you want... What do you want me to do? I'm a woman that has
Vacuum it out.
purses.
I was
Vacuum
hoping to
it out.
find some spell slots in there, but I guess not.
No, there's no spell slots
Damn.
in there, unfortunately.
Sad.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not putting my food in there for a couple of
Let's
reasons,
put-
but I will put all of my copper pieces in there and
Yeah,
silver
copper
pieces.
seems great. Who wants to keep a hold and be the bag person of the campaign? I don't mind. I like keep taking notes.
I would say
Sounds
if you
like
don't
you
mind
just
free stuff,
volunteered yourself.
I
Yeah,
did.
I feel like that too.
I like being the bag keeper, the note taker. But if anyone
do you want
else
something?
would like to,
I would say, you know what? The coppers in the bag of holding is probably a good idea, and make that like the group's money
Copper
for
and
paying
silver.
for all the rooms and food and all of that. That would be a good
Oh,
idea.
that's copper, silver. Oh, yeah. If I could put, yeah, I will definitely donate copper to that. Silver, I'd like to have first say on the stuff I put in there. But like maybe we just keep it on our character sheets and we just have it in there and make a note.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can make a note on your own character sheet of what you would put into the bag.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
And then you can just always ask free stuff like, hey, I put this in the bag, can I have it back?
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay. Cool.
So free
Cool,
stuff for me, I would say go ahead and do the coppers as the group fund.
Mhm.
I would say go ahead and put the potion of healing in there too, just in case.
Cool. So
And
you
gold and
put-
silver piece. I would talk to Faye about it after.
how about
For those things, they'll transfer.
Okay, great. So I will keep the gold and the silver piece. And since we have that, you got your notes open, Shay?
I'm doing something real quick. I was going to say,
Okay,
how
no,
about
take your time.
after the session, so it doesn't take the whole 3 hours, we can discuss what's going in the bag of holding and what we're keeping.
That
Oh,
is
sounds-
way too smart.
Listen, we're not doing this all day.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, that works. So. As you continue to figure out what is going on and putting things in, you would notice that you've not heard the sound of fighting for a few minutes at this point.
cool.
We go check it out.
Yeah. Yep.
You see that it is, you see the battlefield. There are people strewn about on the grounds, and those that are left standing seem to be of the Landmark militia.
Oh, yay!
You do not see any of Gurngak's raiders.
Huh.
I would say the first priority is maybe go and find the captain, yeah? Find out
Yeah.
what happened. Captain or no, Lorcan.
Still
Not
well,
Lachlan.
either.
Lorcan.
Yeah, and do we need anything else from the mound?
Do
Think so.
you?
Well, we need to find 1,000 gold pieces.
That's true. What we got about 600 total. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Captain Stralda.
Usually able to find Captain Staralda, talking with some of the men here, and as she looks as you approach. Well, good to see that you've survived.
Yes, same to you, Captain. How did the battle go?
Out as we expected. However, at the end, it seemed when most all of the Kroll and company were dealt with, Gurngak took what he wanted from the treasuries and made off. Fled to the north. Left us to clean up the last bits.
Well, did you lose many people?
A few, but we were prepared for a few losses. But all in all, I think we pulled out well enough.
Good. Well, we would like to tell you that Big Sig is dead.
Yep.
Congratulations. I know that he was a bit of a thorn in your side.
Putting it mildly.
To you as well.
Yeah, he's an awful person.
Well, we more had issues with the raiders, it's the smaller groups, than any Big Sig personally, but I know that it was a bit more personal on your side of things. But we appreciate your efforts in, well, dismantling the structure, though I'm sure any who are surviving will band together and... But we'll, handle them as we must.
Hmm. Hey, Stuart, question for you. You know people in this area, yeah, in different groups and things.
And more or less.
Okay, I'm gonna show you this little letter that I found with the raiders, and I'll show her the insignia with Beck's description. Have you seen this insignia before?
It's not a local group that I'm aware of, unfortunately. You may find
Well, that
something further in towards one of the cities.
well, that's more information than anyone else has been able to give me. So, okay, thanks.
So, anything else?
No.
We may
Kelly.
have something to chat about later, but now I say
Oh,
we recover and get what we
what?
need. And oh, Kari, we do have one more thing, I guess. Yes? And I look towards Kari.
Kari seems confused at what you're insinuating.
I'm asking for somebody to monitor the
Oh,
big black star.
Let's rest up after... Let's explain the situation of what has happened, and then we rest, and if Storalda has any capable volunteers. Otherwise, I would look to Storalda as the lead point on who to contact in such
Right.
a manner here.
Right. I keep forgetting that we're not in charge, and so we don't have all the responsibilities. Sorry. Thank you. That's brilliant. Yes. Perhaps we should rest.
well,
Game Master,
Yes.
would it be safe to say that we then looked at all the places around here to find the loot that there is no more?
You would have found that there is no more besides what you found in the remnants of the
Okay.
treasury.
Okay, understood.
great.
Don't worry about, like, they would have found their own version of loot. You don't have to worry about NPCs getting their cut.
No, I'm just more about the responsibilities back at Limerick.
Nah, he's a schmuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we
I-
can talk to the captain about dispatching him.
Oh yeah. Good point. Okay, cool. Rest, sleep, food, food.
Okay. So, if you are going to try and find forage, if you don't... No, you guys brought stuff with you, didn't you?
Yep, we did.
So,
Tala did.
outside of the camp, outside of the mound, there are some of the old raiders' camps that you can commandeer for rest as afternoon turns into evening. And anyone who wants to cook anything, easy enough to do so from what is gathered. As long as there's nothing too specific,
No.
the cooks go by easily. Supper's had. Lorcan does make his way back to your group. And he sits down next to you, Andy, and just hands over a small notebook.
I don't think I want to open this. What is this?
You asked me about the thing, and
Yep.
it's what I could remember.
Oh, thanks. I was worried you'd found a notebook. Yeah, what's in it? I'll open it. Flip
Uh,
through it.
as you open it, you see there is a. It's not the exact same match to the symbol that you have. It's a very more simplistic version of it, but it's half of an eye with a curtain over the other half. So you're only ever seeing like the left or the right side. Um, and the name underneath um, is just Fate's design. I don't know if I'm missing nothing,
Design.
but that's closest that I could get to my memories. It's a bit
And this is
hazy.
written in common.
Yes, it's Lurkin's handwriting.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have like vibes from this group?
Uh,
I'm assuming it's a group, or is it like?
no, I'm pretty sure it's a group. Don't really know too much vibes. No, they're not figures that I ran with. It, I heard a few things. I've been around, and that's what I can get you. Now, if anything else comes to me, I'll let you know. But
But what did you hear?
not much. Just that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
a collection, and that's the name.
A collection. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Logan. If you think of anything else, I'll like hand the book back. Um, actually, can I keep the page with the design on it?
You can keep the whole book. It's empty.
Oh.
I just found it and
Ooh.
rolled it out.
Well, how considerate. Thank you. Yeah, I'll keep it. Maybe find some use for a book. Um. Hmm. Questions.
As dinner goes by, as conversations are had, you can hear the different smaller camps of soldiers and militia. Separate, but together. And the sun begins to sink over the horizon. And as it does, can I get perception checks, everybody?
Nice.
Andy and Freesta spot this. It looks like 3 falling stars coming from the direction of the setting sun. As if the last rays of light stretch far over the sky in an arc. And then you would notice that those 3 rays, that arcs, they seem to be descending. Getting closer and closer towards your camps.
Um,
Oh,
that's
yeah, I'll
me,
point it out.
Radiant saying, not Tala, because Tala didn't notice anything.
Not
At least
to, yeah, not to alarm anyone. There's
visitors?
and Lisa just points.
Yeah.
What is that?
As the streaks from the sky get closer, this ever burning bright light, you try to watch, but you have to look away. And when you turn back, there's still a bright glow, but you see 3 otherworldly beings. Angels. Their wings bright as they hover over the ground. They are tall. And they have the light of Salanthra with them.
They're on so Kari.
Kari stands looking wide-eyed, but does not move as the lead of the three figures speaks out. I am the flames of the dawn's wrath, and I am here for one amongst you.
Oh.
Immediately, I think Paula walks a little bit closer to Kari.
As you move
For what
to
purpose?
stand closer to Kari, Carianthe moves closer towards the angels. She says nothing, and she stands with a defiance in her, but she approaches the trio, who look down upon her, and perhaps upon the rest of you as well. The one in front. Carianthe, you have disobeyed commandments. You were told to refrain from the interference in mortal affairs, and you failed to uphold these commandments of yours. You are to return to the realm of Dawnlight. Face punishment with dignity. And perhaps Our Lady will show mercy. Kari stands for a moment, her fists at her side. No. My duty is to Thaleros. To discover what his machine intended, to find out its corruption. This is greater than me. It's greater than Thaleros, any of us, and even you, Cernessa. Greater than even Salanthra herself. The angels narrow their eyes at Carianthe. Her gifts are meant for those who will act in her service. As Justica, I find you unworthy. And as a divine sword blazes in the flames of Dawn's Wrath's hand, she slashes it through the air. And around Carianthe, the mortal image she shows is disrupted. You can see her wings unfurl and then curl back, twitching with the pain that ripples through her existence. Carianthe falls to her knees in agony. And when it is done, Carianthe stands unsteadily, but she does climb to her feet. You see that her form no longer has that soft glow about her. The light dimmed. Her golden eyes becoming just a light brown shade, turning that golden color with a reflection of light instead of on its own. And as she stands, she still bears defiance. Sirenessa has given her judgment and has nothing more to say. And in silence, her wings beat, launching her back into the sky with the other two quick behind her. And then they vanish in a burning pillar of light as the sun finally sinks over the horizon and night begins to fall. And as night begins to fall, this is where we're going to take a quick break. We'll talk about, stick around with us during our ads, talk about what just happened, what may be coming up in the future, and everything else. But we will pick up with the story right here very shortly. We'll be right back. All right, we are on break. Yeah, Cilantro. Yeah, Cilantro don't fuck around. I mean, it's also kind of on Kari. She could have just gone back and, faced her punishment with dignity. All right, and we're back. And we come back as sun has set. And you have watched this reprimand against Kari. And this, well, whatever it was that you witnessed as she makes her way back to the camp and sits down. You can see her expression is haggard, her form lethargic, and the wings begin to recede, that dim glow hiding them as the magics come into effect. But she does look different. The light gone.
I think Paula's in shock. Assume that Kari is too. Perhaps not, but she doesn't want to say anything. I think she just sits down close to her, not like next to her, but give her some space. But if she wants to talk, Paula would listen. But I think she's like in, oh my gosh, I didn't know that could happen.
A lot happened there really fast. Are you alright, Kari?
I'm alive, which should be enough for now. I'm still processing everything else that has happened.
That's fair. We won't make a big deal out of it until you're ready to talk about it. That seemed like a lot.
If it... I think what you did, admirable.
I guess I've been spending, perhaps, too much time in Vale de Mortalis. What I did, as admirable as you think it may be, was very mortal. And she seems to place her hand over her chest, though she doesn't say much more than that.
Yes. This means you will continue your search for your teacher, your master, and to find out what happened to him.
Of course. It's what I've always been doing. I need to find out the purpose of his machine. I need to figure out who corrupted it. Justice, if it can be served. And to do right by Thaleros, whoever he may be.
Without Salanthra's gifts, is it more dangerous for you to do so?
I would imagine so. But just because it's dangerous does not mean that I should not do it.
No, I wouldn't think that you would stop.
Do any of you do any of you do anything else this evening?
No.
Yeah, I think. Are we with the soldiers?
Yeah, the
militia?
Yeah,
Okay.
the groups, they're not all in like the same camp, but you're all like a stone's throw away from everybody. So like you're all nearby enough.
Do you think we'll need to set up watches, or do you think we let the militia take care of that tonight?
I'll stay up for first watch. I'd like to look at this book.
Right.
I'll
Okay,
be up
sure.
for last watch. I wake up at that time anyways.
Yeah.
I'm going to very much enjoy the fact that watch is not necessary for me tonight. And Lorcan stretches out on his bedroll.
You could really use beauty sleep, no offense.
He gives a half smile over in your direction, Frista. More beauty sleep, the more likely I'll be able to hook in someone quite as pretty as yourself. And he sends a wink.
Wink back at him.
Alright, let me just
Then
check
I
something
will-
here real quick. Okay, cool.
I think I will take the middle watch then.
So,
Kai, would you do me the honor of just staying up briefly? Not
Me?
the whole watch. No, Kai.
Oh, right.
yes, I can stay up with you.
Cool.
So it'll be Kari and Andy. Tala, do you invite anyone on your watch? And then it'll be Terminder and Rista. Terminder just assumes that she's going to be needed.
She's wanted.
You keep telling her that, and maybe one day she'll believe it.
I will.
That'll be the day.
So, as you all bed down, Andy, you're staying up for first watch. You can see some of the militia and are also preparing a watch, though their watch is more in the form of a patrol around the collection of the camps.
Sure.
But as you had asked, Kari stays up with you.
What a gal. Do you need perception checks or no?
Yeah, go ahead. If you're up for a watch,
Of course, the one time I don't need it.
it is quiet. You see, of course, the other movements of the camp, the soldiers and the militia, and in the way, distant birds, bats, all the creatures that fill the night sky as they begin their hunts. The stars begin to twinkle out, and the moon lies full in the sky. What is it that you are doing here, Andy, as your watch begins?
I just kind of sit a little bit closer to Kai, kind of pitch my voice low. It's a little bit different for me, but I know what it's feel like to be reamed out by the person you admire in front of people you care about. And I just wanted to say I felt for you. I've gone through something similar, though not quite the same, and it feels awful and horrible. And to be honest, I still kind of have nightmares about it. So I just wanted to say I think I might understand a little bit. And it's really tough. So, yep.
A soft smile comes over Kari's face. I appreciate that, Andy. Tyrannessa, I wouldn't call her someone I admire, but she
Well, I mean,
is...
you're deity. But
Salantra is more... It is strange to have to put this into words, as it is just... or it was intrinsic in my life. There is a hierarchy. Salantra is at the top, and we find ourselves in the ranks beneath her. Of course, some see duty, and it turns to admiration, and admiration can even turn to love. Respect is there, devotion, but it is all duty-based. And perhaps it is because of how much time I spend within and close to Vale de Mortalis. As much as I revere Salantra and her power, there is more than just her. And then once more you see Kari's hand go to her chest. But now she is there no more. At least not within me. I'm sure she exists in others, and Kari's eyes go, you see, trailing the realm around you to land on Ansel, who is a devotee of Salantra, you know. But I do appreciate your wanting to reach out and to reassure. And she smiles again, though this one it is softer in the fact that it is tinged with sadness. Perhaps still feeling the heavy weight of what has happened earlier.
Yep. Well, usually when I can't put things into words, I play a song. And not all songs need to be happy. Perhaps I could try and think of one or come up with a tune that would kind of embody that.
Kari nods, seeming to welcome the idea.
Cool.
What I will say here, this will be a 2-prong check.
Oh.
I want you to roll an insight to see if you can properly sort of pick up on the emotional output that Kari's putting out.
Uh-huh.
As well as kind of reaching into your own.
Mm-hmm.
And then, depending on the result of your insight check, will affect the DC of your performance.
Alright, let's go. Oh, 22 insight.
Okay. Very good. You're very insightful on the emotional area. You're really reading the room here.
I should. Okay, performance?
And then performance.
Alright, okay, well, 17.
It is a somber song that is played. The melody is haunting almost. Lingers just under the skin. As if it's not quite enough to reach the bone, but doesn't just slide off the skin either. Even as you just pick up on the feelings and you let those guide the music that you are crafting in this moment, you find tears starting to reach your eyes. You recall your own memories. You recall your grandmother, the tree, and all the faces gathered around. Those memories shift to what you had witnessed. You saw in yourself the same things that you saw with Kari. Different, but similar. And when you finally feel the last of the song leave you, you feel your muscles begin to tremble. The empathy strong and welling within you. And finally those tears begin to just barely break. A release. The tension is not a motion of sobbing, but just that release of such powerful, visceral memories. And then you feel the warmth of another presence as Kari has moved over and brings her arm around you. It's not quite a hug, but it is the two of you understanding the experience that the two of you share.
Lovely. Did that do it, Kai? Is that right?
That was about right.
Well, excellent. Lovely.
The rest of your watch goes by with ease, and you're able to get control of yourself before it is time to wake up Tala for the next watch.
Right. Right. Well, when it's time, I'll say goodnight to Kai and go over to Tala and knock once on her shell. Hello?
Hello.
Right
My
on.
head pokes out. Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sorry.
Your
Hi.
turn.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Well, good night.
Night. And Tala gets up. Big stretch. And goes to stoke the fire a little bit and puts the kettle on for some tea. And lights up her pipe and kind of take a moment and reflect on what she saw with Kari. And then think about responsibilities and missions and the good of the people, sacrifice that Carrion made. And then she thinks about her own goal and how she made that promise and how she was told that it was life and death.
As
And
you
I think
ruminate on life and death and of the goals that you had, Tala, please
Yes.
make for me a perception check. You are looking off in the direction that you know Wintervale to be. And as you think of your mission, it doesn't come to you immediately. But as you think As you drink your tea, you realize you don't see those fires in the sky anymore. The barriers are gone. And you recall that without the barriers, you could make your way towards Wintervale and not be hindered, not be stopped.
I think first thought she has is relief and gladness, almost like, oh, now I can finish my mission. But then she looks over at her companions. Her eyes fall on Andy. What is Andy's position right now? She's sprawled out.
Yeah, like still wearing everything and just like completely probably snoring too, like really loudly, and just kind of like, yeah, taking up as much space as her little self can do.
Looks at you fondly. And then she looks over at Freesta, who is lying down or sitting? What is Freesta looking like?
She's probably leaned up against something. Not fully lying down, but not sitting up.
Okay. And then the rest of the group. I think she gets a little sad, realizing that she's gonna have to leave them. What an adventure that this was. And I think she's a little bit contemplative, and then she gets a glint in her eye. And she looks over at Andy. And I think for the, hopefully, maybe one last time, gotta go ahead and slowly walk over and try to tie her bootlaces again. For the, just for the old times' sake.
Go
When she
ahead,
return.
make a sleight of hand check, please.
Please, please, please. Yes, 30-20.
Okay. Andy sleeps through you, tying her shoelaces together.
Story dice. And I think she sits back and then just wait for her watch to end. But the whole time just kind of staring at her companions with a loving look.
As your watch comes to an end, Tala, do you stay to finish out this night with your companions? Or do you answer the call of your mission?
I think I will probably a good thing if I stay and say goodbye to them properly.
Okay. Then your watch comes to an end.
Yeah, I think she would think about, especially Andy, how her just brother left her without saying goodbye. She doesn't want to have that experience repeated for her. So yeah, I think she stays to say proper goodbye. Now, when it's time to wake up, Rista, let me know.
It would be here. Your watch comes to an end with it, no issue.
I would like to sneak up on her, if possible, and put my nose like 1 inch from hers, and go, Rista.
Rista,
Mhm.
you do not truly sleep. You are in a meditative state where you have a basic understanding of the realm around you. You hear footsteps approaching you. You hear the sound of someone getting close to you. And then you hear Tala's voice.
Rista, time for your watch.
Rista opens her eyes, looks at you, looking herself like she's wide awake, and just says, 5 more minutes.
Okay,
I'm kidding. Go to sleep.
I know. Okay, I will. I go stretch again, and then lie down on my stomach, and whoop, I withdraw into my shell.
Rista, as you awake, you see that Terraminder also is starting to get up. Go ahead, roll for me a perception check or your watch.
A natural 20 for a 22.
Alright, so. Again, you spot the other figures on watch, the militia and Kingsmen, as they are doing their patrols. And everything's quiet. Your camp is rested and or resting, and the rest of the realm seems undisturbed. Do you do anything during your watch? Any
Might as well stop
thoughts?
making everyone breakfast. I feel like it's sort of a routine now where she just gets up and starts going.
Okay. So, as you begin the process of breakfast, Terraminder right there to assist, of course. Again, not even having to ask what you're needed. She seems to intuit. And it's a peaceful sort of quiet. The two of you working together. And it is somewhere in the middle of the process that Terraminder... Frista?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Why did you learn to cook? Like this. I mean, everyone should know how to, like, do basic cooking.
Oh, I grew up in it was quite a small town, so my family were always really close, and every skill that one person was really good at, we just ended up teaching the other person. So, shooting a bow, making food. It wasn't really a big thing. I don't think I'm that good at cooking. I think I've gotten a lot better since, Andy exists.
She really seems to enjoy food. Yeah.
She really does.
And Terminator just seems to take the knowledge, nods, doesn't offer her own story, but she stays nearby, continues to help cook. And soon, morning comes, you all finish a long rest, and breakfast is ready.
Make sure to wake up Andy last, so everyone can start getting something.
Andy's a little bit more sober than usual at the prospect of food in the morning, but yeah, that's probably still a good idea. I have spells. That's so exciting. Oh, and when I wake up, I'm most definitely tripping over myself as I wake up. Probably fall flat on my face. Ow! Ugh. It's too early. What happened?
Tala's just whistling.
I'm gonna insight check Tala.
Alright, I need
Yeah, no, it's
well,
too early. I
hold
don't
on.
see anything.
Tala, I need you to roll me a
okay.
performance check to act natural.
Oh God.
You got this, Tala.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Andy, you see right through Tala's act.
That's hilarious. Even though I am tired and emotionally worn out, I'm like, oh, okay. I see how it is. Yeah, I'll kind of hobble over and go get food. I'm too lazy to undo what Tala's done.
I feel like if I was in Andy's position, I would just take off one boot and have it like drag behind the other.
There you go. See, that requires some thinking, which I don't think I'm capable of.
No worries.
But yeah,
Andy just inchworms over to the food. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine.
Seal
Just kinda
flop.
chilling. Yeah.
What are some
Grand old time.
ways the creatures without legs could make their way over?
I might be able to do a handstand over there.
I mean, if you want to do an acrobatics check, I'll
I'd love to.
go for it.
Okay, alright. Let's use my proficiency in acrobatics for once. 19.
Okay, yeah. You make your way over.
Wow.
And
That was kind of fun.
let me just check something. Okay, cool. Yep.
Nom nom.
So, breakfast is gathered and shared in the morning light.
Mm-hmm.
Any conversations this morning?
So we have well, we have many problems, but one of them being Master Volmar.
Yes. He's a schmuck.
I completely agree. I think I would like to tell Captain about what we know of him.
Yep, that would be good. I'm all for that.
And let her deal with him.
Mm-hmm. Question, DM, is Lonmoic on the way to Winterveld?
Yes, so
Okay.
Lonmeric is between Wintervale and Renderin, so it's kind of like halfway point.
Okay.
So you'd be heading back to Lonmeric, where you'd be able to, again, because it's a few days trip there,
Yeah. Okay.
restock, rest some before heading out on your way.
And Winterveld is how far from Lonmoic? Like days travel?
About maybe like a week and a half, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll double check with
but
Locke
a long
after.
time.
Yeah, it's a bit of a travel.
Yeah, Tala, sounds Sounds good. Mm-hmm.
Deathrock.
That's
What
oh.
should we worry about him?
Run
Renan will
Yeah.
speak up here. Deathrock had done well before we arrived. I believe he will survive if we are not present.
It's true. Kai, are you gonna come back to Landmark with us?
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Unless you did not wish for me to accompany you.
Oh no, I love emotional trauma. We'll do great. Mm-hmm. Kidding, Kai.
And Tala's looking at Andy like, what is going on?
Never mind. I'm just gonna go back to eating my food. Ace Feast, it's great. It's lovely. Mm-hmm. And Terraminder. Mm-hmm.
You see, as you address Terraminder, she kind of shocks out of something that had held her thoughts captive, and yes, of course.
I'm suspicious. Huh. Okay.
She goes to facing her food entirely.
Okay. Cool. Alright, so after, well, actually, I'm probably finished with my food. If no one else has any more food, pack up and go over to Captain.
Sure.
So, in the morning, there is, of course, the breakdown of the camps, and it's easy enough to find Captain Staralda amongst this. What do you do?
Are you telling her?
Then, may we speak with you?
Yes, of course.
Somewhere private, if that's possible in this camp.
I doubt that we'll have privacy. I swear in. And she opens. You're in a large open field, essentially.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our voices down. And I kind of look at Andy and Freestyle. I feel like this is Andy's story to tell, since she's the one who found out about this.
Oh, okay. Captain, lady, Fulmar is taking bribes from Big Sig. So, fun fact. Yep.
You see that she nods.
Do you know this?
No. But I'm processing it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Apologies. We didn't want to tell you sooner. Because frankly, we didn't trust you, which is a little bit mean of us. But now that we're going back and we did what we needed to protect the area, we think you should know. And also, I don't want to give him money, even though I said I would. So,
Well,
other half of the problem.
what you're asking for here, I don't know that will be able to quite perform it, because what you're asking for is a full coup. Fulmar is the leader of our community. He's the mayor, and yes, it seems that he is a bit corrupt here, but well, we don't have anyone in place to. Well, if we take him off the seat of power, it'll leave a vacuum unfilled.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really suggesting that. I'm just suggesting you convince him that we don't have to pay him.
Oh,
That's
I
my-
was suggesting that you remove the corrupt political power, but okay.
Oh,
Well, do you have anyone that we could put in his place that you would think is not corrupt?
nope.
How about you?
Oh.
His flattering is that he's not my place. I don't handle the ledgers and the handlings of the different ins and outs of bureaucracy. I'm good with the soldiers, making sure that I report to those that are above me and that those orders that are for my men from higher up are handed down properly.
I feel like I want to take a page out of Kari's book, which is, it should not be our decision. That should be decision of the townfolk. That everybody
You gonna
should have
tell
a
them?
say. Yes.
Well,
It
I
is
think
not.
we should leave that to Storalda. Storalda, would you tell the townsfolk that Fulmar is corrupt?
It would not go well, and
Yeah.
could lead to more problems.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I would also leave
Rioting
that
and
decision up to you then. How would you handle it?
I'll have to think on this. Big Sig is
Yeah, we have
gone
a few
now,
days.
and therefore he won't be able to accept bribes anymore
From him,
from him.
except them from other folks.
If that is the case, then we'll handle them. We'll have to keep an eye on Fulmar, but as of right now, he's the best that we have. He may not be good, but, well, life is rarely black and white.
Uh-huh. Okay. Cool. Okay, I guess I'm looking at Tala and Frista. We'll probably have to go see him. But we have a few days to decide how we want to handle the money situation.
Yes. Question. What if we tell him that we know that he was accepting money and that we're not going to pay him? And if he insists on it, that we're going to tell the townfolk what we know.
You want to blackmail him?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
That very rarely ends well, in my opinion. I don't think we should be the bad guys in any sort of situation.
Understood. Okay.
So, Frista, are you proposing we give him money?
I'm proposing we play along with it until we have a more foolproof plan, other than our plan just being, let's be mean.
Sounds good. Okay. Cool. So we walking?
Yeah. As you meet back up with the rest of your companions, do you walk with the militia, or do you walk ahead of them at your own pace?
Either?
It's up to your choice.
Tala, Fuista. Fuista doesn't want to talk to anyone, I don't think.
That's so mean. I
Is
just
it
had a
true?
whole speech there about not being mean, and you say that to me.
Is it not true?
I like talking to people.
Do you?
I'm talking to you right now. I don't hate
Well,
it.
gosh. I can play a song if you want me to shut up.
Well, that wouldn't be you shutting up. That would be you making more noise, which I'm more than happy for. I think you're a great person. Except for when you're viciously insulting me. That's a bit mean, but also really funny, so I can't really fault you for it.
Sounds good. I will say, if you ever have a good insult that you want to throw my way, I will happily accept it.
Ditto.
Just, okay. Awesome. Cool.
I think it'll probably good if we stayed with the troop.
Okay.
I think it would be best if we arrived at Limerick at the same time. To have the captain's support at least. Do we need it? I don't know. But I think she would be a good ally to have.
Walking with the militia.
Arriving with the militia, yes.
Oh. You would all notice, as you are traveling, the barriers are gone between the different baronies, and that you don't feel the same tug on your fey death marks. Over the days of travel, Kari is quiet. And while she will speak when spoken to, she keeps conversations short. It seems she's still processing everything. Not just what happened with the angels, but with the image of Thalaris as well. As you all make the 3-day trek back, it is a Lonmeric is, well, is full of activity. You've seen more Kingsguard troops arrived, and it seems that they've been welcomed by Master Fulmar as you all enter in. And the entirety of the more higher-ups come out to meet you all upon your arrival. And while you do not see Fulmar there, you do see Ward of Haze. And you are given a paper as well as a spoken invitation. Elder Fulmar, he'll wish to speak with you, of course, at your convenience. But he has requested that you join him for dinner.
I have a question. I have addressed Master Fulmar as Master Fulmar. Is Elder something different?
He has been given the title of Elder, as he will be looking over a larger region under the guidance and advocations of the Duke of Winterveld.
Of course. Congratulations to him, I guess.
You may pass on such congratulations, joining him for dinner.
Right. Thank you. And I turn to look at my friends.
Yeah, no, I share that. I'm like, this will be great. Yes, we shall accompany Fulmar. I will be very sure to not put his title there for dinner.
The figure heads off.
Hi.
I whisper quietly over to Freestyle, going, you were right for more than just one reason.
Why do you sound surprised?
I'm
kidding.
think I am in shock. What does this mean for us?
What do you mean? We're gonna go meet the guy and say,
Mhm.
hi, we're not giving you
Mhm.
money. Have a good day. Yes? Or do we want to give him a little bit? Like, here's 100 gold. The raiders took the rest.
Would he take it as more of an insult?
I don't know. It's all gambling, buddy.
How much gold do we even have?
About 600. Because we got 21 in copper, about 100 in silver, and 70 in gold. And times 3.
Look, I don't know all too much what you got going on here with Fulmar. But as someone who's been in gambling situations before and laid around with a few debtors, perhaps, if you don't want to pay off all your debt, then you probably don't want to pay any of it. As Lorcan looks over to Andy, maybe ask if this Fulmar would be willing to set up perhaps a payment plan.
Oh, hell no.
I'm just saying that perhaps you can pay it over time instead of all at once.
I'll just see about that. I don't know. I don't want to be in debt to this guy at all. Oh.
Well, if if we need to go ahead and pay money, I mean, I am okay with that. I didn't have any money anyway, and what we got from the mound, I guess, is technically what we said we were gonna use to pay him. And we can just tell him that that's all we were able to find.
How much are you willing to give him?
I guess I could just give him everything except for 10 gold. I would like to have some emergency money.
All of it. You're willing to give this schmuck 600 gold.
No, I'm willing to give him what I have. I am not going to tell you
200
what to do
gold.
with yours. Yes.
You're willing to give him 200 gold.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean. Freesta, what are your thoughts?
I have a stupid plan that I'm
Oh
about
gosh.
50% of the way thinking through.
Oh gosh.
But the main premise is I think we should act stupid.
Check. Can do.
Don't need to act for it.
Right.
I'm thinking we pretend as if we don't know that he was working or getting money from Big Sig, but we mention some clues that we found out about that makes him think we're getting onto it. It's like,
Oh.
oh, there was no gold here
Oh
because
man.
this thing that connects him to Big Sig, it was really
Doesn't make
weird.
sense.
Do you know anything
Yeah.
about it?
Doesn't
That's
make any
what I'm
sense. Okay. Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
what I'm still trying to figure out is how do we put in these little clues that show that we don't know about it, but we're close to knowing about it.
Well, here's a thought. Spitballing here. Like, so we did go up. So the best lies always are mostly truth. So we went up against Big Sig, right? And we found a bunch of. Well, okay, we found a bunch of money, and maybe we give him some, maybe we don't. Um, and it was weird because it was set aside very particularly in a very specific spot, and it seemed like maybe it was gonna be sent to somebody. This is part. I guess this is kind of a lie. Um, well,
Have I
we don't.
seen Big Sig write at all, or his writing, or any writing from anyone in the mound?
Not particularly. You would have been able to see some writings, but you don't know anyone who they would be. Um, and um, I do have to step in here real quick as we have an ad break. So
Oh, perfect.
well, plans are being laid, and dinner is still a few hours away. Uh, we're gonna cut here and pick up on the story very shortly. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and as we are, you guys have made it back to Lonrick. You've gotten a warm welcome from the rest of the town, and have seen that there are figures that seem to have come from the from Wintervale. Now that the barriers are free, you have Kingsguard that are present, that are not the ones that were sent beforehand, that had gone with you to the militia as militia. So,
Are we seen as heroes?
I mean, you've done well. You're not getting like the full hero's welcome, but I mean, you set out for something that you didn't know that would be successful, and you came back successful. So, but no one's
So
rushing
it's
to
favorable.
yeah, no one's rushing to comp your rooms, but you've
Shucks.
you definitely have you've got some popularity with the people.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
that we could have advantage on all of our checks
No.
and saves.
No.
Damn it.
Nice try. Nice try. All right. So dinner. Yes. Food.
Uh,
Maybe can we get cleaned up first? Maybe.
yeah, you've got a few hours before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're coming back in the middle of the day. Dinner wouldn't be until later on.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Baz would be
Shay,
good.
you are so brilliant! I love you so much.
So trying times.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, baths, please.
Yeah, we get clean. I feel of like a nice, refreshing water on her shell and her skin is probably feels really good.
Yeah.
as you clean up, it doesn't take terribly much long, but you do, of course, well, you are preparing with the idea that you do have a dinner that you will be attending. And, oh my gosh, 63 advantages.
Oh my god.
As you are, if there's nothing you wish to do in the middle, between the dinner, Ansel and Teraminder will go with you. Karyanthi is not feeling for social interactions.
Understood. Understandably.
Renan is worried about Kari, but also seems to be perhaps eager to take on her own. You're unsure of what she'd be going after, but Renan seems to be thinking of something occupying her mind. And then Lorcan, look, Bulmar's yours to handle. I don't really do well with the whole big wigs and political speeches, but I'll be at the bar afterwards. I'll see you there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We might be running, but yeah, we'll try and see. Yeah.
So, Teraminder, very quiet, but present. Ansel, contemplative, but present. You all are able to start the process of heading to dinner with Fulmar.
Joy.
Do you... any of you do anything particular in your preparations, or do you just arrive?
I can't think of anything.
Detect thoughts before we go in.
Okay.
Understanding that it probably won't last very long.
I also go ahead and cast guidance on you right before we go in.
Okay. How long does that last?
Guidance is only a
Like,
minute,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
so...
Alright. So cast.
You are invited to dinner at Master Fulmar's estate. And Elder Fulmar now. There are metal rings to knock upon the door as you arrive.
Bang, bang, bang. Hello.
The door opens and you see that there is a handler on the other side, a doorman. You must be the figures that the elder was waiting for. Please, enter in.
Why, thank you. Give him a slight bow. Waltz in.
You are led to, after you all enter in and the doors closed, you are led to the dining area where you see Fulmar's already seated and looks up from the paperwork in front of him and begins to shuffle them all together and hands them off to the attendant who comes to Fulmar's side.
How far away from Fulmar? Sorry.
Well, entering into the room, he's about maybe 20 feet, but he's sitting at the table, so you are being led to the table to sit down for dinner. So you would be sitting at the same table.
And they want to do
Surface thought?
something stupid.
Oh, do it, do it.
I'll leave it for now.
You would see that while Fulmar has invited you into his house, he does not reside here without security. There are people in this room besides himself and yours. So.
I love how you mentioned that, like it's gonna be important.
Oh, because I very much have heard what you guys seem to think about your arrangement, so.
What are his surface thoughts? If it's still up. Maybe it's not still up.
How long does it last?
A minute.
40 hours.
I would say that you were able to get like surface thoughts of the attendant, but
Okay.
between
Which
they look better than I was expecting. I can see why the master would be doing business with them. They seem important.
Wow. Okay. I just puff up my chest, I guess, when I hear that. But anyway, okay. So it's gone by the time we get in.
It would be gone by the time that you're entering in. It takes time to walk through a door and through the house. A minute goes by very quick.
Yeah.
But he smiles to all of you. Welcome back. It seems that you survived and accomplished your task.
Yes. We have successfully routed Big Sig from his lair. His evil presence will no longer directly trouble us. Big smile.
That is good to hear.
Yes. If you wouldn't mind, I just learned this new trick. And Faye, I'd like to do two things.
Sure.
Cast Detect Thoughts and then cast Minor Illusion.
So, it would be very much that he would know that you're casting a spell. And then, so what you'll have to do is, well, first hope that he doesn't know the difference between one spell and the other.
Yep.
And then, second, I will say that you will have to do a performance to pass off the two spells together to be one.
Okay.
So-
Okay, I'll take that chance. So, Detect Thoughts, Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And I will. Okay, performance check first. Oh yeah, no, 27.
Are you actually going to do that, Frista?
I need. I don't know. It's verbal, somatic, and material, so
So
I need to think for.
yeah, he would know that you'd be casting a spell.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to. I'll let you know if I decide, and I'll let you know how I do it, but for now, no.
Okay. So as you are playing it off as the two spells are one, I'm gonna roll something here.
Yeah.
He keeps a straight face, but his eyes now kind of harden onto you, Andy. And the surface
What are
thoughts
his?
that you
Yeah.
hear is practitioner of the arcane. Perhaps you would like access to my studies. Almost
Does that
as
seem suspicious?
it almost
Yeah.
seems that he knows what you've casted, as his thoughts are sort of directed on you.
But like, does his thoughts seem suspicious of me, or is it more for like, oh, I should teach her stuff?
Hard to say for sure. Would you like to roll an insight check?
I would love to. And guidance, I guess, is down.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Dirty 20.
20. He's being very hard to read intentionally. So it seems that he is aware of the type of spell that you cast. Maybe not the specifics,
Sure.
but
Okay.
there is perhaps a bit of being impressed that you're picking up on. And what else would you have with a insight of 20? He is both impressed and now cautious.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so understanding that, so for my minor illusion part of this whole facade, I will try and do a crude impression of what the engine looked like. With like a spike coming out of it. So this is kind of what we found. And just kind of try and continue without thinking too hard about what I heard from his thoughts. So yeah, so this is what we destroyed, and he was taking energy from it, which was very strange. Not that
Very
you probably
interesting.
care too much about this. Does his thoughts say anything about the engine?
There's intrigue as he looks over the engine. This seems new to him.
Okay.
And there is a big void.
Yeah, and I'll change.
Oh.
Can I change minor illusion? If not, I'll cast again in black hole.
I believe you'd have to cast it again. I don't think minor illusion
Okay.
is something you can shift.
I do that just for funsies at this point.
Go for it. This black hole.
Oh shoot, we probably shouldn't.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oops.
What
It's
do you
fine.
know of it?
It's- I'm looking at my companions. Nothing? Question? It's contained.
It's black and it's a hole.
Not like a rift that goes anywhere. It's a void, a dark star.
You hear again from his thoughts the intrigue, the interest. Not so much for any sort of... You don't catch any developments of what can be done for power, just curious.
Anyway, and I'll kind of end the casting of minor illusion abruptly. Anyway, so did you have any questions for us? Or
No, not so, uh, nothing so blasé. I wished to congratulate you on your efforts, and of course, check in about our business arrangements. Though it seems that
What
you
are
have
his?
done well. Uh, his thoughts are very much if they try to get out of paying, we'll see how far that they can get.
Yeah, okay. Fudge. Um,
But this was all just, of course, we are amicable business partners at this point. A bit of a warm welcome, one could say.
okay. Um, well, and I'll be sure to use his title. Elder Fulmar, I suppose some congrats on order for you as well. I hear you've recently gained in prestige.
Yes, we had the Duke of Wintervale present and offered me a new title and the prospect of additional lands. But things are still being worked over in their entirety.
Thoughts on that?
Nothing more than self-pride.
Okay. Huh. Well, uh, back to, I guess, perhaps the more pressing matter. In terms of our business arrangement, we did not find 1,000 gold there, and therefore we do not have 1,000 gold to give you. What is that?
He seems suspicious, as if he's now trying to read into, well, what did you find?
I found a whole pile of copper and a black void. Well, we made the black void, I suppose.
I see. I hope you are not expecting me to waive your debt because all you found was copper.
We found some interesting things there as well that might explain why we didn't find much gold or silver or copper. Um,
It'd
there's
be about
some,
this point that your detect thoughts goes away.
yeah, that's fair. That's obnoxious, but yeah. Um, we uh we found a note, a letter of some kind, with this pile of copper, and it indicated that Big Sig was paying a lot of money, um, to actually a few different people, but and it seemed like that was the reason why there was no money in the coffers of the mound.
Roll a deception check.
Yeah, okay.
You do have advantage
Uh,
from chat.
oh goody. Thank you, folks. That's not good.
The eyes that watched you narrow in their suspicion as he leans forward. Tell me, do you think I'm a fool?
No. Do
Do
you
you?
think I am a fool?
I think that you are very brave to lie to me in my own home.
Well, when I say we did not find 1,000 gold,
It's at this point
That
that
is
the
truth.
first course of dinner is set down.
Food.
He begins to take the soup spoon and takes a sip. You know, it is a very simple thing, business arrangement. A give, a take. You have already taken, and so now it is your turn to give. It is only the way of the world, is it not?
What is it that you wish?
All that we've agreed upon. 1,000 gold. Now you will find that I am not unreasonable. I do very much believe that you did not find your 1,000 gold. You may not have it all this instance. Pay what you can. And the rest, well, the rest can be handled as you come into wealth, as you seem fairly capable of problem solving. I'm sure you'll be able to solve this problem with ease.
That sounds generous.
I'm giving Tala a look.
And I'm like, what else are we going to do?
Turning back to Master Fulmar, I say, okay, would you like a pile of copper now or after the dessert is served?
Let us enjoy dinner, and in the morning we shall do business. After all, you are here as guests currently. So long as you continue to be polite.
Always polite. Yep.
Do you seek out any further information or conversation with Fulmar throughout dinner?
Where would you be residing now that you have become an elder? Would you be staying here? Or would you be moving to Winterveld?
My position is still here. Though I do appreciate your curiosity.
Okay. Oh, against my better judgment. Elder Fulmar, we also came a curious um, little insignia on our travels. Would you happen to know it? And I'll show Fulmar torn out page of the notebook insignia, the simpler one with the eye drawn.
He takes it in, looks over it with the basis amount of interest. I can't say that it is familiar to me.
Can I insight check him?
Sure, roll an insight check.
Goody. Okay, 19.
He
I
shows
don't
no
need it.
signs of deceit.
Interesting. Well,
So, as dinner goes by, if no one else has anything they wish to ask of Fulmar, you are served soup, a main dish. They do offer a vegetarian selection for Tala,
Thank you.
and dessert. It's very pleasant, if not for the tension of having to eat with Elder Fulmar. But as you head back, Ansel, of course, going back to the temple, he does offer you all that you can stay there if you do not wish to head back to the inn.
Question. Right before we leave the dining room, could I ask Fulmar something? Elder
Sure.
Fulmar.
Yeah.
Elder Fulmar, I could not help but notice when we first came in your interest in my casting of the illusion. What do you know of magics like that?
I know of many magics. Illusion is not my specialty, though I have dabbled in a few divinations.
Oh, really? How interesting.
It helps to perhaps have an understanding of what a good harvest could be on the way, or if a travel day will be rainy.
So you are a practitioner then as well, not just a student.
I dabble. Nothing
Yeah.
so flourishing as what you are able to do.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate a kindred spirit, I suppose.
Good evening, and be well in your journeys.
Cool.
Our journeys. He said, we'll see you in the morning. What does it mean? Is he sending us on a journey to death? Hey.
Once we're away from the house a little bit, I'm gonna lean into folks and go, yeah, so he's a diviner, which means you should be very careful. Uh, anyway,
He does divination magic.
yeah,
Oh, that's
uh,
great. That's
yeah,
not horrifying at all.
no, yeah, so, yeah, my bad. I totally saw through my lie, and he probably knew that I cast Detect Thoughts on him, or something similar. Um, but yeah, I propose we just give him the pile of copper and give him more later, I suppose. Have
Mm.
to.
So, do you take up Ansel's offer of lodging at the temple, or do you head back to the inn and hope that you can get a room there?
Temple?
Sure. I'm thinking the inn.
Last time at the end, there was only one room left.
And you had to pay
Well,
for it.
No, I mean, you guys don't have to stay with Tala. I think Tala has a quest of her own.
You could have
So let's hope
Tala say
Yeah.
that she would like to go to the inn.
Yeah, I think I would like to stay at the inn tonight, if that's okay with you guys.
Of course. I'll meet back up with you in the morning.
Yeah, we'll see you in
Sounds
the
good.
morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So, as you all return to the inn, save for Tala, Ansel leads you to not the same room that you stayed in before, but one that's nearby. And then points the direction to where his quarters are.
What, in case we get attacked and we need to come rescue you?
In case you need me for any reason.
Okay.
And as you part, it's not a few moments before Ansel is coming back. Face flushed,
Oh.
clutching a piece of paper in his hand.
Oh.
They're gone.
What?
My
Oh,
notes.
no.
Beric's notes, they're gone.
Wait, what? Where did you leave them?
In my room.
Can we go over there and investigate?
Have we look?
So he leads you to his quarters, and it's very sparse, but looking through, you see no sign of it, and she left this. And as he holds
Oh, no.
out the letter, it is a letter from Kari.
Oh no.
Cariante apologizes
As
that she is
should.
left. She says that you will have a heart pure and a soul caring, and that she does not wish to expose any of you to further danger. That what happens next, she must pursue alone. And while Andy, Trista, Terraminder, and Hansel have this, we see elsewhere in Wintervale a noble's estate. As Cariante descends, landing on a torchlit balcony attached to a large sitting room. Very carefully, she deposits the heavy bag containing all of Beric's notes, and then turns. She leans against the balcony, angry, frustrated. She quietly gazes out over the city's dark, nighttime landscape. Behind her, a bizarre green fungus, it's like algae, emerges from the cracks and lines in the stone of the mansion, sliding down over the doorway into the sitting room. And as it covers the opening, it bristles with energy, manifests a gleaming portal to a desolate, destructive domain of ash and acrid smoke. A large serpentine creature rises, slithers forward, revealing a humanoid upper body, hidden beneath a heavy cloak. Cautiously, the creature passes through the gateway and onto the balcony, scanning the surroundings and considering Cariante before slowly reaching up through the cloak and drawing down the hood. Her face is broad, angular and chiseled, and her yellow eyes burn with malicious intentions. Her hair is long, black, loose, and falls to her back, with a few lines of braid that coil in loops at her brow. The skin on her arms is bronze, marked with heavy brown calluses. Bands of bracelets, precious metals, gems adorn her forearms and wrists. The veins whisper your fall from grace. And she smiles, revealing two viperous teeth in her upper jaw. Carianthe scoffs, turns to face her visitor, but says nothing. There is a clear unhappiness with having to meet this being. But yet she is here all the same. The serpentine woman just smiles still. You have need of my services once more. I require another shard, is all that Carianthe says. And the woman shakes her head, tossing some of the hair before sliding to the balcony, looking over the city with disinterest. You've barely paid for the first one. What a waste. Moldravesha, Carianthe says, stern. The serpentine woman glares back at her angelic acquaintance. I require, Kari says as she calms herself, another shard. Moldravesha lowers her gaze and raises her eyebrows. In your present state, no, you would not survive the journey. Find me a way. There is no such find. Carianthe steps closer to her, staring into her eyes with a furious dedication. A way. As Moldravesha pauses, contemplative, she slithers back and forth, considering traversal of the impossible. At last she approaches Carianthe and stares down at her once more. She reaches forward through the cloak, grips Carianthe's upper arms. The cost, she says, as another set of arms emerges from the cloak, caressing Carianthe's face, will be tremendous. As Carianthe closes her eyes, she pulls away. Moldravesha retracts her arms back beneath the cloak, turning towards the portal. I thought not. Carianthe then looks back, pained reluctance. Their eyes meet with a grim understanding, and Carianthe says, do whatever it takes. Moldravesha's lips curl into the most devious grin, and she slithers through the portal. Once she's gone, the moss crackles and snaps apart, withers back into the cracks of the stone. Meanwhile, Carianthe stares out over the city. Alone, committed, determined. And that is where our session ends. So, I'll see you guys in the next stream, but until then, please head over to wildewitch.com. That's WILDEWITCH.com to check out more of what Wildewitch has got going on, all the fun things we've got happening, all the ways you can find us on the internet. Do just want to say thank you to our players for playing, and thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. We did have, of course, providing all of our background music, Sirenscape. Sirenscape does background music, ambiance, sad trombone. You can find out all that they can do for you and your table at their website, sirenscape.com. As I said before, I'll see you guys in the next stream. But as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.